Greetings, mathematicians. We're back once again. Unit 2, Lesson 14. Today we're estimating products. Let's take a moment and neatly put in our title. When you're ready, we can move on to the objective. Today is an extension of the last few lessons. All right, let's take a look at that objective together. I will use rounding rules to estimate two-digit factors to get close to the correct product. Now, there are some key terms in here. First off, in our objective, we are using rounding rules. We had a little rhyme that we're going to review, but we're talking about rounding numbers. Now, we use rounding to get an estimate. Estimates are not the exact answer. They're close answers. And when we're talking factors, two-digit factors, we mean two-digit numbers that are being multiplied. Factor and product are our clue that we're working with multiplication. Let's take a moment, jot in our objective. If you need to pause, you can. If not, move on down. All right. Now, before we get into some examples, I have a quick reminder for you. Hopefully that looks like a bell notification. When we are rounding, let's move it over here. Remember, 5 or more, up the score. That means we're rounding up. Let's go the other direction. If the number is 4 or less, we let it rest. And that's not to say we move it down. We keep the number. So instead of an arrow going up, I don't know what we should put there. We should really think about that. All right, first example, rounding to 10. We're going to round to the 10 because we're talking two-digit numbers. First example here is 66 times 24. Now, when I'm looking at my numbers to round, if I'm rounding to the 10, I'm going to underline the 10. I'm going to look next door. Is it 5 or more? Yes, it is. So that means my 6 over here we're going to up that score. So 66 is about, and that's an equal sign for about, is about 70. So my 66 is rounding, it's going to 70 over here. Now, looking at my 24, I look next door, it is 4 or less. So that means I'm going to let this guy rest. So when I move it over here, I'm going to be multiplying by 20. And 66 is about 70, 24 is about 20. If we multiply them together, we can use our mental math here. 7 times 2, what do we get? We get 14. We need those zeros at the end. So now we have 1,400. So before we solve our problem using whichever method we like, whether it's the area model or the standard algorithm with new groups, you want to round so you know where you're going. We want a target of where our answer is going to be. All right. I'm going to move on to the next example. All right. Example 2, we've got 79 and 35 is about something times something equals something. And I'll keep with my color coding. I'm going to my 10, I'm underlining it. I'm looking next door. 9, 5 or more, or 4 or less? Well, it's more than 5. So my 79 is going to round to what? 80. Looking at that 35. Underline my 3. I'm looking next door to my right. Is it 5 or more? It is 5 or more. So we're going to round both of these up. So both get rounded up. Nothing is letting it rest or nothing is staying. So we're going to round this to 40. Whatever our answer is here is going to be greater than the actual answer. When we round both of them up, the answer is going to be greater. If we rounded both of them down, the answer would be too small. If one goes up and one goes down, that usually puts us pretty close to the answer. So let's see, 8 times 4, we know this one, 32. We have 2 zeros, so 3,200 is our answer. We do need to figure out what the actual answer is here. If we work this one out, you will find the answer is 2,765. The actual answer is smaller than our estimate, but is it near there? This is about 3,000. This is about 3,000. We are near. All right, last example. Let's see, I'm going to give you is 27 times 83. We're going to get an about answer. That is something times something times something equals something. And I'll tell you what, I want you to work this one out. So look back, underline your 10, look to your ones, ask yourself 5 or more, up the score, 4 or less, let it rest. All right, you can work on this one. I'd like to see what you've got when you come to get your stamp. After I see your notes, you can head over to workbook page 77. We're working on questions 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. You can work with a partner. After that, we've got Prodigy. And for those of you looking towards homework, it's homework page 55 tonight. 55 only. All right, folks, I'll see you in the classroom.